talking about Kira Road, Wandegea, Ginger Road. We're going to build up these places. Again, for those who may not know Uganda and the city in particular, these are prime pieces of land. Ginger Road on the highway to Kenya, Kira Road just after one of the highest density residential areas, and Wandegea close to the main university. And these are junctions that are prime, these are junctions that are much sought after. We're looking at developing and improving our small local police stations. Again, a number of them, you'll be seeing figures coming up soon thereafter. And we're using this PPP approach to make sure that we provide this solution. Again, as I said, the policing needs are growing, the numbers are growing, where they are located are not suitable. We think we have land that we can use to develop and deliver the solution. In a nutshell, we're looking at a couple of police stations. You're not going to relate with those names, but these are not anything above 20 kilometers out of town. They are within the city, and apart from the Masindi police training school, which is in the west of Uganda, near Lake Albert, the majority of these developments are around the city center. And we believe and strongly believe that these are viable. We've done a feasibility study, and the results are really good, fantastic, and we believe they are achievable. Ladies and gentlemen, this is just to give you an example of the kind of mix we are looking at. We're looking at a possibility of, say, residential and retail in Zambia. Now, probably to put it in perspective, recently when the the government of the United States of America chose to shift their embassy to a more secure, in their definition, secure part of Kampala, they chose just across the road from the police barracks. And they've built a fantastic, huge embassy there. Now, the kind of land we are talking about is just across again from the American High Commission and the embassy. And we're thinking that in that place, you can actually do residentials and retail. As I said, these are indicative. You may choose what to do. We're not restricting you. You come up with the ideas. Let's discuss them. Only catch again is for you to adhere to town council planning and regulatory requirements. Naguru, where I referred to the headquarters first, we're thinking again about a mixed use, residential, office, and retail. And the hectares about 20.3. In Kibuli, which is, again, just away from Zambia, we have a nice piece of land which is prime, very prime, and it's available for use, it's available for investment. We're not going to see a lot of barracks or future needs there because we are shifting the school away from Kibuli to Masindi. And ladies and gentlemen, all in all, we have about 46 hectares in the middle of Kampala. I wouldn't want to say, if you want to visualize it, I wouldn't want to say London because these are not comparable at all. But think about prime land in the middle of a city, and you have 46 of that in hectares. I think that's good, very prime land that's available for investment. We're also thinking about other options. For example, if we gave you a small piece of land like Wandegea, which is 0.61 hectares, and we think you're going to put up high-rise police barracks and offices, and you think they're not going to be sufficient to compensate you for your effort, then we have the option of allocating you the second last piece of land, for example, Acacia Road, which is just across from the golf course, or Mabua Road in Kololo, and you develop your residential for the commercial benefit to you as an investor. So we're going to make sure that we create lots that are going to be done in such a way that we can mix and match. Where we know we have land that's not really going to be sufficient or enough, we're going to allow you to use some land that's enough and sufficient to compensate you for your investment. This is just an indication of what we'll be seeing happening in commercial developments. and the indicative project information is up there. Ladies and gentlemen, what we are seeing ourselves doing is creating 5 lots. This project is about $500 million US. We of the view that under the current circumstances, probably there will be people who are willing to take it up at a go. But because we also know that chances are that the economies worldwide are a bit stretched, there are probably those who would want to participate in small lots. So we are going to split this project into 5 lots. These 5 lots are going to range between $60 and $150 million. And we're going to invite consortium of various kinds to come and participate in these projects. So again, it's an open field. No decisions have been made yet. We are just been doing the final documents which we've submitted for approval. We have cabinet backing. A cabinet decision has been given. We are now at the stage of implementation. By close of this month, we shall be issuing the expression of interest, and would want you to kindly participate in that project. The legal framework, Maggie referred to that a while ago. We got cabinet approval to proceed with the law. We're currently using the public procurement law and sufficient to deliver this project. But in a year or two, we believe that we shall have the PPP law in place, and we should be able to implement future PPPs through the PPP law. Currently, ladies and gentlemen, the law is in the draft stage. The first parliamentary council is going through the drafting. In the Ugandan framework is basically the British parliamentary framework. We will then eventually subject it to parliamentary approval. After parliamentary approval, rather cabinet, and after cabinet, we bring it to parliament for the endorsement. And because of the will, because of the interest to uplift the standards of the police, we have commitment from both arms of government, from the executive and from the legislature, that they are going to do whatever it takes to deliver the law in good time. So we're not going to be held back by the law. We know the commitment is there, and we believe that government of Uganda is committed, and he has already demonstrated that by one, a presidential State of the Nation address that strictly made a provision for PPPs. Secondly, by a provision in the budget, the current budget, where PPPs have been in detail discussed. What will be the impact of this project? We're looking at growth, the GDP level improving. We're looking at increase in employment, skilled and non-skilled. Maggie hinted on the education in Uganda. It's high up there. Ugandans are well qualified. Biggest asset is you do not have to train them to speak English. We've learned English from primary school, nursery school, and we actually grew up speaking English, so there's no problem of communication. So even the untrained, unskilled labor force will be available. You will find it easier to communicate to them. Tax collection base will be expanded when the project comes on, and I know, investors, serious investors do not have a problem with paying for, contributing to tax. Ladies and gentlemen, where are we? We are at the stage of issuing the expression of interest. And up on the screen, our timelines. We hope that before the year ends, we'll be inviting you to participate in the project. When we send out the expression of interest, we would request that you participate. The communication conduit, a way of reaching us, of communicating back to us, will be included in the document. We'll ask you at your leisure to send us an email indicating that you want to participate, so that we add your name or your company name to the database. Feel free to contact the High Commission, feel free to contact Uganda Investment Authority, and they will definitely help you to participate in this project. I've put up a website. The website is up and running. It's called ugandapoliceppp.com. Kindly feel free to visit it. It has presentations in English on the project. It has presentations in Mandarin. It has all sorts of documents that you may need. It has links to Uganda Investment Authority website. It has links to the Ministry of Finance. It has links to all other support agencies of government that you would want and wish to reach out to. Required information, I'm racing through this because I realize we're running out of time. We will expect a consortium composed of a developer, facilities manager, construction companies to bid. The detail will be in the document. The reason we are doing that, we're running away from situations where people have come, bid to develop projects, and they are single party. They've not shared the risks, and there are issues eventually when they actually come on the ground and they want to start onto the project. What we've seen happening is that somebody can come and say, yes, I have the money, and they will show the balance sheet and so on. But when the real delivery of the project happens, there are cracks and they begin to evolve. So we're moving away from that. We've said we are looking for a solution that does not only deliver houses, but delivers infrastructure management, equipment where need to be, and maintenance. And that solution can be delivered from teams that are working together and are in a consortium setup. My colleagues have already talked about some of these things, but for this project, I want to say that the obligation for you to look at Uganda, study it, understand it, and eventually be able to make that decision to invest. The obligation is yours. You carry out your own due diligence. There are government agencies that are willing to help. There are experts and consultants who are on the ground who can help you understand the market. We invite you to do your own due diligence. And the reason, again, for this is to make sure that you've made an informed decision. But that does not mean that you do not trust the information given by government or that is available from us. We just want to say we are passing on to the risk. Again, our colleague from ADB has said it's about risk allocation. We are allocating that risk of carrying out the due diligence to you. Thank you very much, and kindly feel free to get back to us through the website, and the contact persons are there, and we think we should be able to do business going forward. Thank you very much, and we thank you for listening.
Thank you very much, Jim.